Jane is wandering around the dental offices. She seems so anxious. Is there something wrong with her? Oh, one of her teeth is missing. She's thinking about all the horrible things that might happen. It looks horrible to me too. Oh my, he must be a doctor. Why don't we see what he has to say? The dental office doesn't seem so scary. Jane is talking to the doctor. Oh my, she can't stop thinking about that scary knife. If he is not lying, maybe surgery without using a knife is possible. He even showed a picture, so it must not be a lie. I hope.
A very good morning to all dear delegates. I, Dr. Praful Mehra, am a prosthodontist practicing implants since last 12 years. In the past 1 decade, a lot has changed in the way implantology and its prosthetic rehabilitation is being followed, and the digital revolution has actually taken over, and some fantastic, wonderful rehabilitations are being made possible, especially in the implant field. The DO Navi webinar being hosted today is about one such protocol known as a twin guide protocol, and I would be discussing through an implant-aided full mouth rehabilitation case what is this concept and how to utilize this. As we all know, the DO Navy workflow has already been discussed in the previous webinars. What we know, if we are planning for a full digital, we require a CBCT data followed with a TRIOS intraoral scan data, and the data is sent to the DO Digital Center where implant simulations are done. And once it has been prosthetically, implant position has been simulated, we go ahead with the surgical guide design. Or the other mode of half digital is a CBCT data followed with the model data again sent to the DO Digital Center, and we progress with the surgical guide design. Now, what do we desire from the digital navigated implantology? The answer is very simple. We require precision, utmost precision, be it in x-axis, y-axis, or z-axis in our implant surgeries. As we became more confident of the surgical precision in implant placement, the next step, as it has already been discussed in webinars, is that the temporary prosthesis, the customized abutments, these things are already available pre-mailed to us before the implant surgery. So with the guide, you get the temporary prosthesis, you get the customized abutments, and all these things are already there. As we see increased surgical implant precision, we come to the final challenge, and let's begin with today's webinar, that is the twin guide protocol. So as the twin guide protocol, as the name suggests, this protocol will use 2 surgical guides instead of 1 to carry out the DO Navy implant surgery. There would be a surgical guide 1 that will carry out the first phase of implant placement, and there will be a surgical guide 2 to carry out phase 2 of the implant placement in the same setting. But the important question still remains, why do we require two surgical guides? Why not 1? So let me explain this to you, and this example case has been shared to me by my friend Dr. Navneet, and let's concentrate on the mandibular arch. Now in this slide you can very well see that in the mandibular arch digital occlusion has been designed, and accordingly our implant positions have been planned, and 8 implants have been planned for the lower arch. Fine. Now, what is the actual case? Let's see the scenario. The case is such that we have teeth, all these teeth which are there in front of you in the screen, these are there. But we are very sure that tooth number 32, 31, 41, these will be extracted, right? And in our first phase, we can utilize 4 teeth. 4 teeth means 4, 8. We can utilize 4, 5. We can utilize 4, 3. And you can utilize tooth number 3, 3. So based on these 4 teeth, if they can be utilized, we can plan to place the remaining 5 implants in this picture. Not all 8, but remaining 5 implants. At the same time, we can have a guide which will be tooth supported. Please have a look. So we have a tooth 4-8, we have a tooth 4-5, we have a tooth here 4-3 and a tooth 3-3. Based on these, surgical guide 1 is designed, which is taking support from 4 teeth, and we can easily place 5 implants and the guide can be pretty stable. Obviously these teeth should not be completely mobile, otherwise the guide will be of no use. But in this situation, we can still utilize these teeth for our step 1. Once this phase is done and this is done, this is how it will look. Please have a look. The guide is in place. It is deriving support from the 4 teeth, and we can place 5 implants with this. But yes, 2 or 3 can suffice so that you have some support. In the next phase, please have a look. You can have all the 8 implants in place by extracting the remnant teeth. By extracting 4-5, 4-3, 3-3, we can have all these implants, 8 implants in place, and yes, 4-8. So the guide for surgical guide 2 will be designed as such that it will have all the 8 implants possible. So question is, the surgical guide 1 derived its support from 4 teeth. It was a tooth supported guide. But where does the surgical guide 2 derive its support? How are you going to stabilize this guide? I do not see any anchor pin in this. So that is the question. How do you stabilize this guide? For this, Dio Navy has an answer, that it has a Dio Navy surgical guide fix. Can you all see this? These 3 lines are there. There are certain blue surgical guide fix pins, yellow and purple. What these colors denote, I'll come to that later. But please see that this guide has been stabilized on 3 implants. Implant this, implant over here, and implant over here. With these, you have stabilized the guides not onto the mucosa, but onto the implants that you had placed with the surgery 1 or surgical guide 1. And now you can easily carry the remnant implant surgery. And in both cases, you get the best stability of the guides. So coming to the surgical guide fix, we have these 3 colors: the blue color, the yellow color, the purple color, or the violet color. These are basically based on the guide offsets, the offset length. So offset length can be 9, it can be 10.5, or it can be 12. 9 is for blue, 10.5 is for yellow, and for violet it is 12. So based on the offset lengths, you can choose your surgical guide fix. It also helps prevent the lateral movements during implant placement. And it can also be used to confirm your fixture placement depth, whether the entire depth what you had planned virtually has been actually achieved in step 1. So this is one of the fantastic tools, and this is like a final frontier where you have planned your surgery true. The surgery 2 has been planned in such a way that it is based on the success of surgery 1. So you are so confident that the surgery 1 has been executed to the utmost perfection for the surgical guide fix to fit for the guide 2. Advantages of this protocol. Please have a look. By this protocol, we have split a mucosa supported case into 2 phases. Our surgical guide 1 will have all the advantages of tooth supported guide, and at the same time surgical guide 2 will take anchor from the implants and not mucosa. And what we get? Again, we increase our accuracy. Now let us discuss this case which approached to us and have a look of this case, especially the mandibular arch. The mandibular arch have few strategic teeth that are present. We can all see that 4-3 is present, 4-4 is present. We have 4-1, 4-2, 3-1. We have presence of 3-3. We have 3-8, and when we in the maxilla we have impacted canine. So what do we have? Treatment plans for mandible. Yes, 4-1, 4-2, 3-1 has to be extracted, and we have to have a guided implant placement utilizing the teeth present. So good teeth in the sense which can be used for our twin guide protocol for the time being are tooth number 3-3, tooth number 3-8, and tooth number 4-4. And once this is utilizing these three teeth, or 4 or 6 implants have been placed, we can switch over to our twin guide protocol and place implants 3 3 and 4 4 as an immediate implants. For the maxilla, we have to first undergo extraction of impacted 1 3, and in this case, we deferred the implant placement for the maxilla for the next 2 months. We waited for the bone to heal. So let us start with reverse engineering. This is in front of you. The mandible digital occlusion was planned. 8 implants were planned in strategic positions from 4 7 to 3 6. Please have a note that whenever DioNavi will send you your planning, you can see at the top corner there is something mentioned as sleeve offset. This offset is already mentioned for all the implants that you are planning to place. So 4 7, whichever implant like 5 by 7 Dio implant was planned, so the sleeve offset is mentioned as 9 mm. Coming to tooth number 4 5, tooth number 4 4, these three can be placed at one go. But we cannot place 4 3 immediately. This will be placed by guide 2 in the immediate implant scenario. So we covered 3 2, 3 4, 3 5, 3 6. All the implants with all the planning was there. Once all is planned, this is how we have planned that 8 implants in strategic locations will be there. In quadrant 4, the implants will be especially in the region of 4 2, 4 3, 4 4, 4 5, 4 7, and it will be dispersed all over the lower arch. 8 implants in strategic locations are there using twin guide protocol. Close-up views, this is the beauty of the digital. We can have very good views of the nerves, the proximity to the anatomic structures, and this is fantastic, phenomenal. So let's begin with the procedure. The facts are that we all agree that tooth supported guides are most accurate. So in this case, we used 3 teeth and we will plan to place 6 implants in the mandible. The question is, now when we extract the teeth, what do we do? Now we have the answer. We will be using the twin guide protocol. So have a look. The anterior teeth had been extracted. These were the 3 strategic teeth that were remaining. The teeth are 4 4, 3 3, 3 8. This was the stabilized guide, the tooth supported guide, which you can see that there are 6 implants that have been planned with the aid of these 3 teeth. The punch holes in place. We continue with the drilling procedure with the pilot drill. This is our surgical guide 1. So surgical guide 1 will aid us to place 6 implants. The balance 2 immediate implants will be placed using twin guide. So this is our guide 1. Just have a look. After 4 implants, we took an OPG. So these are the implants of 4 7 in the region of 4 5, 4 3 and 3 2. Right? Yes, we will be placing the implants here. Just a close-up view of the region of 4 5 and 4 3. This is one region of the immediate implant that we plan. So we did this OPG after 4 implants. Next, we will carry out placement of implants in region of 3 5 and 3 6. After that, tooth number 3 3 and 4 4 were extracted. The patient was somehow apprehensive. She just wanted to retain 3 8, so we just let it be for the time being. Next, we use DioNavi's special fixation kit on implants to stabilize the twin guides. So just have a look at the twin guides. We have surgical guide 1, with which we have placed 6 implants, and we have surgical guide 2 with all 8 implants. And how will this derive support? Onto the implants that we have already placed, we are going to use surgical fixed pin. The answer is solved. The offsets are already mentioned. We go ahead and we have the post-mandibular implants OPG, all implants in position as planned. This is just the OPG. In the meantime, you can see in the maxilla, this was the situation. The tooth had been extracted. We waited for 2 months and then we went on for the maxillary scan as well. So this was the post-operative CBCT plus maxilla DioNavi planning. The case was submitted. Please have a look at the screen. You will see these radio opacities. What are these? The patient is wearing, in this case, the patient is now wearing 3D printed occlusal rims. This was again provided to me by the DioNavi Digital Center. The patients were wearing 3D printed occlusal rims with zirconia inserts, and I had established the jaw relations and bite registration material was in place, and then the patient was sent for the scan. So during the scan, the patient was wearing both occlusal rims upper lower. The bite registration material was there in place. I had used a 3M imprint bite registration material, and the nick and notch method had been followed, and entire thing had been submitted to the CBCT center. With this, the maxillary 3D planning began. You can see all the inserts, the zirconia inserts in place. The planning that came back to us was that we were planning to place 7 implants in the maxilla. 5 would be digital Dionavi implants, and 2 they will be assisted by indirect digital sinus lifts as well, especially in region of 1.6 and 2.6. But I will not be discussing this. Indirect digital sinus lifts is another webinar for itself. So this is the maxillary guide. In the maxillary guide, it was a clear-cut protocol. Twin guide was not possible. There was hardly any tooth. So for this, you will have to use your anchor pin space. This is the anchor pins. These are the 3 anchor pins being positioned. Again, this is already been planned. This will be submitted to you beforehand. You will know which pin to be used to stabilize this guide. We move ahead and we place the 7 maxillary implants in position. 2 digital sinus lifts were done. The prosthetic phase began after that, and the prosthetic phase I followed for this case was conventional. Too much digital had already been done, but yes, many of the cases now I'm switching on to the prosthetic digital phase as well. So with this, the rest is a conventional case, how it was managed. The impression posts in place. You can have the view from all aspects, the quadrant 3 aspect, quadrant 4 aspect, the distance between the impression post, the relative parallelism. The open tray impressions were done, and the open tray impressions I used polyether material. This was a monophase material by 3M, and a custom tray was obviously made for the same. The analogs were secured. The cast was poured after application of the gingival mask, so this was the mandibular cast in place. We did a jig trial, the jig trial in place. Once the jig trials were done, we chose for screw retained posteriors, screw retained PFMs, and in the anterior we had planned for cement retained. Tentative bite had been established, metal trials in place, This is the final, the screw positions that have come, in screw positions in mouth, talking pin done. Meanwhile, in the maxilla, our 7 implants that healed, we were happy with the soft tissue profile and the emergence profile that we were getting. Continued with the impression phase, impression posts in place, the cast with the gingival mask application, pattern using jig was ready. The jig you can see from the tissue surface how it is looking. Jig was placed in the mouth. Obviously you have to confirm, you will have a tactile feel, but it's always better to confirm through an X-ray, or you can take an OPG for, there's so many implants, so you can go in for that. Screw retained prosthesis, PFM prosthesis was ready. This was the screw retained PFM prosthesis in the mouth. These were the screw positions that were there. This is the final occlusion that we achieved, the frontal view, the left lateral and the right lateral view. The patient was somehow just not convinced for getting this 3/8. It's been 2 years I have been convincing, but I have kept the implant so much away that this should not affect. But if I see there is any problem coming, I'll definitely knock this out. So this was how the case was managed using a twin guide. I thank you all for the patient hearing, and a special thanks to the Dionavi team for the support. For any queries, you can get back to me. This is my email ID, and thank you so much. Thank you.